How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone's doing all right today. As always, we're back with Bitesize Leeds. Everybody knows how it goes by now. All the latest goings on in the wonderful world of Leeds United Football Club, transfer news, news about Leeds in general. It all goes down on Bitesize Leeds. But just before we get into today's instalment, a bit of a announcement, if you like, a heads up, really, if I'm honest. I did put on my YouTube community page, on my Instagram page as well on Saturday night, just asking if anybody would be interested in seeing some extra content from myself, but in a different form rather than YouTube videos. I am interested in like writing as well. I've always wanted to get into like writing analysis on Leeds games, just analysis on stuff that's going on with Leeds in general. So I did ask if anybody would be interested in seeing some articles just written by me, basically just giving everyone a heads up. Just with news that's going on, transfer news, as I said, news about Leeds, and then obviously once the season starts as well, I will be doing match reviews, and that will all be able to be accessed on Patreon. The link for my Patreon page, God, that's a mouthful, is in the description down below. So if you're interested in having more content from myself provided to you, please go check that out and support me. It would be amazing if you could do that. The first article I'm hoping to get out within the sort of next week or two, when I get around to it. But as soon as the first one hits, it will be a regular thing. So just keep your eyes peeled, keep yourself tuned in. I will make you aware of when the first article is uploaded. So as I said, the link for the Patreon page is in the link in the description. Smash the like on this video. Please subscribe if you're brand new. Share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And let's get straight into it. So then, guys, first up on this morning's instalment, just a brief update on the signing of Marc Roca, or Marc Roca, however you say it, from Bayern Munich. This one looks like it is going to be our third signing of the summer. Apparently, he's turned down proposals from other clubs in Europe in order to join Leeds and play in the Premier League. The fee is believed, according to Marca, it's believed to be 13 to 15 million euros, which works out at about 10, 11 million quid. I did see something stating that it'd be about 7.5 million or something like that, but it is believed to be just over 10 million pounds from Bayern Munich. So that would be, an amazing signing. I did touch upon it on Friday's instalment. I think Marc Roca would be a great addition to our midfield. Obviously, where he would fit or if he would play alongside a certain player that I will be going on to in a little bit, I don't know. But let's be honest, that player that I'm talking about there is Calvin Phillips. So is he going to slot in alongside Calvin, or if Calvin is to go, is he going to be a replacement? Now, from what I hear about him, he's really good technically on the ball. He's left-footed as well, which would provide really good balance. Obviously, if Phillips stays, for example, or if we replace Calvin with a player that I will be going on to in a little bit, who's right-footed, you can have Calvin on the right, Marc Roca on the left, and it just provides that good balance in that midfield area. Obviously, if he did end up playing as a single pivot, which I doubt it under this Jesse Marsch system, I think it is going to be a double pivot. But either way, I think really technically gifted on ball, a good range of passing, and obviously he has that experience of playing in the German league and the Spanish league. It was much better at Espanyol. Obviously, I think the move to Bayern hasn't exactly gone to plan. I think he only made like 9 appearances this season just gone. But that doesn't mean that he's a bad player. That isn't to say that he can't do it in the Premier League. I thoroughly believe that he can. And I think for 10, 11 million pounds, it's low risk, if I'm honest with you. But I do think that this one will pay off. And I would keep your eyes peeled because there will be some news either today or over the next few days about the signing of Mark Roca. Moving on then, I did just briefly mention his name, but Calvin Phillips is the talk of a lot of speculation at the minute. Apparently, according to certain outlets, he is widely expected to join Man City for £60 million. Obviously, he's on international duty with England at the minute. I was unaware that England were even playing tomorrow night, but they are. Probably won't watch it after the last few games, if I'm honest, but that's another story. But they've got Hungary tomorrow, and then I think after that you'll be hearing a lot more noise about Calvin and what his situation will be. I've seen a lot of people saying, yeah, but he's asked Leeds to stay, he's informed Leeds that he wants. Yeah, I get that. But when Man City come calling, is it going to be too hard for him to turn down? I mean, I hope he stays because, as I have alluded to just then, him and Mark Roca in that midfield would be such good balance, both technically gifted. Again, he's a Leeds lad, he's a Leeds fan. So for sentimental value, I really hope that he stays as well. I did mention in my like Calvin and Raphinha upload about a week ago now that I did think Phillips would stay. The more it's going on, I'm starting to be a bit uncertain myself now. But I think there's a scenario where both of them could stay. There's a scenario where both go. Who knows? Obviously, I want Calvin to stay. He's a brilliant player. Leeds lad, Leeds fan, England international. So World Cup year, is he thinking about that? I mean, if he goes to City, he's not going to play week in, week out, is he? Let's just be real here. So who knows? I think it'll ultimately come down to him. I think the club want to keep him. I think he wants to stay as well. But like I said, if City come calling, Champions League football, the Premier League champions, will be playing with the likes of Sterling, Grealish, Haaland, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. You know, the list could go on. But obviously now we just spoke about Calvin. It's quite a good transition into the player that I did want to discuss as well. This one hasn't really been confirmed that Leeds are actually in for him 100%. It's just a player that I've seen a lot of other content creators speak about. I've seen people tweet about him. So I had a look into him and I can understand why people are talking about this guy. It's Mohamed Kamara. Yes, he plays for RB Salzburg. Yes, we've already signed 2 players from Salzburg. But if we're going to go and buy another Salzburg player, I would rather it be this guy. I think if Calvin Phillips is to leave for Manchester City, I do think Mohamed Kamara would be the perfect replacement for him as well. We would get 60 million quid for Calvin, but all that 60 million would not go on Mohamed Kamara. We could probably get him for a decent price. And he's right-footed, so he could play on that right-hand side next to Mark Roca. And again, I think that would still provide a really good balance in that midfield. Technically gifted, good range of passing. Can be a box-to-box midfielder as well, so he can be versatile in that midfield area. So for me, I think it's one that Leeds need to look at. Obviously, Marsh may have worked with him when he was at Salzburg, so he will be aware of him. I did speak about Tyler Adams a bit ago. I've seen them both, and I would much prefer Kamara over Tyler Adams now. Yes, we was linked with Adamu, the striker from Salzburg as well. But if we're going to sign another Salzburg player, it would hands down be Kamara over Adamu. I think Albert Ellis is a player that Leeds are interested in from Bordeaux as well, the attacker. Maybe we'll hear a little bit more about that over the next few days as well. I'll do some digging. I'll try and find some stuff out about Albert Ellis for tomorrow's instalment. But yeah, Kamara would be a no-brainer for me. I hope Leeds are interested. I hope Leeds are looking at him. And I hope Marsh, if he's going to make another Salzburg signing, like I keep saying, go for him rather than Adamu. And the final thing that I'd just like to briefly discuss on this morning's instalment as well is that apparently Arsenal have entered the race to sign Raphinha. I'll be honest, I can't see this one happening at all. It doesn't make sense for both parties, in my opinion. I think from Arsenal's perspective, they've got a perfectly decent and good player on that right-hand side in Bukayo Saka, a player that when he first broke through, I did feel he was overhyped in that team. But I thought he had a good Euros last summer, and he's definitely proven me wrong. He's turned into a cult hero at Arsenal. Seems like he's growing into a world-class talent. And he's on that right-hand side. He's left-footed. I don't think Raphinha is needed at Arsenal, if I'm being truthfully honest. You know, I have a mate who's an Arsenal fan. He said, is he good on the left? Raphinha, yeah, he's obviously a good enough player to play on the left, but he's way more effective and creates more chances from the right-hand side. But Bukayo Saka already does that. So from the Arsenal point of view, it doesn't make sense. From Raphinha's point of view, it doesn't make sense because no disrespect to Arsenal, but he will want Champions League football if he is to leave. And they narrowly lost out on that to Tottenham, of all teams. But yeah, if he's going to go to another team in England, it will be a team playing Champions League football. Can't see it being the Scousers now because they look set to sign Darwin Núñez from Benfica. Can't see it being Man City. Don't think they need him. They've got enough talent in that area. Chelsea, yeah, I know their name's been mentioned, but I just can't see that either. And it definitely won't go to Tottenham. They've just signed Ivan Perisic, who can play on that side as well. You've got the likes of Bergwijn, Son, Kulusevski if he stays there. So yeah, can't see that happening. And Leeds have said that they will not settle for less than £55 million, not euros, pounds. I think that's the absolute minimum that we should be asking for. Anything less than that, just might as well just laugh it off. I don't think Arsenal would be willing to pay £55-60 million for Raphinha. They may see that as a signing that they don't need to make, personally. And I think Barcelona, you know, the 500 million euros in debt, they can't register players. You know, they're on about getting Lewandowski from Bayern. I can't even see that happening, to be honest, when they can't even register a player. So I could very much see Raf at least giving Leeds one more season, maybe seeing where the land lies with Barcelona either after the World Cup or next summer. He has still got 2 years left on his contract, so we could cash in at the end of next season as well if he is to stay. I think at the minute, I could see him staying because I think the only team that he would want to go to is Barcelona. I know Real Madrid have been mentioned. Obviously, I could see it. It's not that they would be interested, but have they already got enough talent in that area? You know, they've just won the Champions League. Obviously, they'll have extra funds, but yeah, I think it's all a bit up in air, isn't it, with Raphinha? So obviously, I hope he stays at Leeds, but if he does, obviously he'll fit into the system. I'm sure Marsh will find a way to fit him in. But if we're going to be playing more narrow, I don't know. Hopefully, we'll have more clarity on Calvin Phillips and Raphinha over the next few weeks. But yeah, that brings us to the end of this morning's instalment of Bitesize Leeds. As I said at the beginning, I will keep you all updated with my first article on the Patreon page. The link for that is in the description down below. Smash that like button. Please subscribe, share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, go check out the membership that's available as well. It's £1.99 a month and you'll see all the perks that come along with that. And I'll see you in the next instalment, people. See you in a bit.